My precious dears, welcome to Heartfelt Aunty Narratives. Come, sit close to Aunty tonight. I have a cup of tea here, just like always, and a story that still brings tears to my eyes. Every time I think about it, it's about a mother, a gentle, selfless woman of 70, who was evicted from her own home by the daughter she loved more than life itself. Yes, my dears, her own flesh and blood turned her out like a stranger. But oh, what happened later? The quiet, beautiful karma that unfolded. It will warm your heart and remind you that goodness and justice never stay hidden forever. Take a deep breath, settle in, and stay with Aunty until the very end. There's a twist that will touch your soul deeply. Her name was Margaret, a woman with the most endearing facade you have ever encountered. Eyes that seemed to sparkle with warmth ever since she met you, silver hair that she consistently wore in a loose bun, and hands that always seemed to tell one wordless story of a lifetime, full of hard work and determination. As a single mother of 3 young children, Margaret faced a path filled with challenges. When she was just 38 years old, Margaret suddenly lost her husband, Thomas, in a tragic night, leaving her to take care of 3 small ones, with mountains of bills piling up on her lap. But could she be classified as a breaker? My dear friends, no. She wiped off her tears, unrolled her sleeves, and vowed to give those precious ones the world they deserved. With an ever-strong work ethic, Margaret worked for days, cleaning office spaces, waiting tables late into the night, and sometimes even coming home by dawn, just to prepare her beloved family a hot meal and send them off to school with warm coats she had herself sewn. Her special little girl, Lisa, always held a special place in Margaret's heart. Lisa possessed those big blue eyes and an infectious laugh that could light up even the darkest room. Margaret would often call her her little sunshine. Every extra penny found its way to Lisa dance lessons, stylish dresses, college tuition fees. When Lisa got married, Margaret proudly gave her wedding ring to help pay for the reception. And even when Lisa moved to her first house, Margaret went out of her way to lend every single bit of savings she had for the deposit. Even after Lisa became a mother herself, Margaret continued to be there, babysitting in morning and night shift, cooking, cleaning, singing lullabies, and never asking for anything in return for the love she gave. As the years went by, Margaret turned 70 years old. Her aging body slowly, her aging knees, her fading eyesight, didn't quite live up to the vibrant youth she once had. Yet, she remained strong and resilient, living in the big old family home she and her husband had bought with their all-too-human dreams. Every corner held precious memories. The delicate marks on the doorframe, as she measured the height of her children, the garden they carefully tended to, the kitchen where laughter once filled the air and echoed every evening. One rainy afternoon, when her daughter Lisa and her husband returned home, they found Maggie sitting at the kitchen table, the very table where she and Thomas had baked innumerable birthday cakes together, delivering words that broke her heart. "Mom," Lisa spoke coldly, with a dismissive tone, "this house is far too spacious for you now. It's simply too much of a workload for us. We're gonna sell it. You'll find happiness in a nice nursing home. We've already selected one for you." As if hit with a heavy blow, Margaret's heart stopped in its tracks. She desperately begged. Tears flowed down her wrinkled cheeks as she tightly clutched Lisa's hand. "No, please. This is all I have remaining of your dear father, of our family, of everything that means so much to me. I can manage. I just need a little support from time to time." However, Lisa dismissed her pleas with a swift gesture. Greed had hardened her heart. She and her husband were eager to profit from the house. They wanted the money for a luxury vacation, bigger and better houses, and expensive cars. Within weeks, the 3 of them had signed papers to legally commit Margaret to a nursing home. The house was promptly sold off to benefit the hustle-bustle of their lives. On a chilly autumn morning, Margaret packed 2 small suitcases, a few clothes, some old snapshots, a keepsake watch from Thomas, and left the only home she had ever known, a place where memories had grown and love had bloomed. She moved into a tiny room in a nursing home, uncomfortable and sparse. And without the comfort of her own home, there were only gray walls, no garden, no sense to remind her of memories from long ago, only loneliness and quiet sobbing in the nights. She would sit at the window, staring at nothing, waiting for some kind of comfort from the silence. If you're feeling emotional right now, don't forget to comment below and tell Auntie your thoughts. Months passed. Lisa lived lavishly with the money from her mother's home. New furniture, expensive holidays, designer bags. But then, fate turned. Lisa's husband lost his high-paying job. Bills piled up. Their new big house fell into foreclosure. Suddenly, they were the ones facing eviction. Desperate. Lisa called her siblings for help, but they remembered their mother's tears. You chose money over family, they said gently but firmly. Now you must face the consequences. With nowhere left to turn, Lisa drove to the nursing home one rainy evening. She found Margaret in the common room and fell to her knees, sobbing. "Mom, I'm so sorry. We made a terrible mistake. Please, we need you now." Margaret looked down at her daughter, with eyes full of quiet pain, but also strength. She had found in those lonely months, a kind volunteer from church had connected her with a lawyer who discovered something beautiful. Years ago, Thomas had secretly bought a small cabin in the countryside as a surprise retirement gift. No one in the family knew. With her tiny savings, Margaret had quietly renovated it into a peaceful little haven. Flowers in the garden, books on the shelves, sunlight pouring through the windows. Lisa begged and pleaded on her knees. But Margaret spoke softly, her voice steady with wisdom earned through suffering. "My child, you turned me out when I was old and vulnerable. You chose money over the woman who gave you everything. Now it's time for you to learn what family truly means, what respect truly costs." Lisa left in shame. She and her husband moved into a small apartment, struggling to rebuild. Meanwhile, Margaret moved into her cozy cabin. Her other children, filled with guilt and love, visited often. Making up for lost time, grandchildren ran in the garden again. Neighbors brought homemade pies. Laughter returned. Margaret found peace she never thought possible in her golden years. She forgave, but she also protected her heart. My dears, this story reminds us, never forget the sacrifices of those who raised you. Honor your parents while they are here. Love them fiercely, because one day, the wheel turns, and karma, she always remembers. What would you have done in Margaret's place? Would you forgive immediately, or wait like she did? Tell Auntie in the comments. I read every single one. If this story touched your heart, please give Auntie a like, subscribe, and ring the bell for daily stories, and share with someone who needs to hear this today. Your support helps me bring more heartfelt tales to you. Thank you, my loves. Until tomorrow, stay kind, stay strong, and remember, Auntie loves you very, very much.